and welcome to A Midsummer Night's Dream. My name is Jordan Cole, and I am the director for this production. Midsummer is produced by YeRudeMechanicals, which is a Shakespeare performance group on UGA's campus. We are also very lucky to be supported by Town and Gown, which is a local Athens theater that has continually supported YeRudeMechanicals since its conception. Also, we would like to thank all of the people that donated and whose donations made the show possible. If you would like to donate, the information will be in our credits at the end of the production. We thank you in advance for any financial support you can offer us during COVID times. Although we've had our share of struggles during the pandemic, I am extremely proud of the energy and magic that the cast and crew have put into this production. So without further ado, I give you A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow that old moon wanes.
4 days will quickly steep into night, and 4 nights will quickly creep away to time, and then the moon, like a silver bow in events in heaven, shall fill the night of our solemnity.
Go, Philostrate! Stir up the Athenian youth with merriments. Wake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to the funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Now, Hippolyta, I wooed thee with thy sword and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But now, I wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Ah, thanks, good Egeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this woman hath my consent to marry with her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious Duke, this woman hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with her. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. Be it so, my gracious Duke, that she will not hear before you consent to marry with this woman. I do beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which is either to this woman or to her death, according to our law in this case.
And, what say you, Hermia? Demetrius is a worthy lady.
So is Lysander.
As herself she is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Rather you must with his judgment look.
I do entreat, your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, and such a presence here to preach with us. But I do beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Yes, to die to death and to abjure forever the society of women. Therefore, Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood, take time to pause. Then upon the next day, the sealing day, betwixt my love and I, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as she would, or to stand on Diana's altar in protest of high austerity and single life.
Let me pardon me. And Lysander, yield thy grace title by certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have hers. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true she hath my love, and what is mine I will render unto her. And she is mine, and all of my estate I have I do bestow unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as she, and every way my fortunes fairly ranked, if not vantage with Demetrius. And, which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll vouch to her head, made love to Meter's daughter Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this fatted, inconsistent woman.
I must confess I have heard as much, and with Demetrius, thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and Egeus, come. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will. or else the law of Athens yields you up to death. Come, Hippolyta, what cheer, my love. Demetrius, Egeus, go along. I must employ you in both some business that against your nuptial, and confer with you something that nearly concerns of you both.
With duty and desire we follow you.
How now, my love? Why are their cheeks so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Like for want of rain, for which I could velveteen them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay, for me, for all that I could read, could ever hear by tale or history. The course of blood never did run smooth, or is dipping in blood,
Oh, spite, too high to be enthralled to low.
or it was miscraft in respective years,
Oh, cross, too old to be engaged to young.
or it stood upon the choice of friends,
Oh, hell to choose love by another's eyes.
or it was in the sympathy of choice. War, death, sickness lay siege to it, making it as momentary as sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream.
If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our child patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
Good persuasion, my love. Therefore hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens her house is remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only daughter. There may I marry thee, and there the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. Oh, if thou loves me, Hermia, steal forth from thy father's house, and meet me in the woods tomorrow night. The place where we did meet with once with Helena to do the observance of the War of May.
My good Lysander, I do swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Promise, my love. Oh, look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena! Whither away?
Call you me fair? That's fair again on say. Demetrius, love, your fair. Your eyes are like lodestars, your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark the shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Oh, sickness is catching. Oh, if favor so, yours would I catch. Oh, teach me how you look, fair Hermia, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon her, yet she loves me still.
I love her, yet she frowns on me.
I give her curses, yet she gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more she follows me.
The more I love, the more she hateth me.
Her folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. She shall no more see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place.
Helena, to your minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with silver pearls on the beaded glass. There from Athens' gate we have devised a seal.
And in the woods, where often you and I upon faint primrose beds have wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my love. Ooh. Helena, it's you. As she on her, Demetrius dote on you. How happy some are, or others some can be. Throughout Athens, I am thought of as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. I will tell her of fair Hermia's flight, and then she will to the wood tomorrow night pursue her, and for my intelligence, if I have thanks, she will with me and back again. Is all our company met?
You are best to call them generally one by one according to the script.
Mary. Here is the scroll with all the names of everyone in Athens thought fit to play an orange interlude for the Duke and Duchess on their wedding day at night.
Yeah, well, first say what the play treats on, and then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and tragic death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Very good piece of work, I assure you, and merry. Now, read forth the actors as their names appear on the scroll. Friends, spread yourself.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
Nick Bottom, you are to play Pyramus.
What is Pyramus, a lover or a tyrant?
He's a lover who kills himself most gallant for love.
Well, that will ask for some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms, and I will condole in some measure to the rest. Although my chief humor is for a tyrant, I could play Hercules rarely, or any part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and the shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' cars shall shine from afar and make and mar the foolish fates. Thank you. That was lofty. Now proceed.
Francis
This was
Flute.
Hercules' vein. A
Francis.
tyrant's vein. A
Francis.
lover's more condolent.
Francis Flute, the bellows bender.
Here.
Flute, you are to take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe, wandering knight?
It is a woman whom Pyramus must love.
Hey, Faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
All is one, you will play it in disguise, and you may speak as high as you will.
And I might cover my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I will speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Thisbe, ah, Pyramus dear, thy lover dear, Thisbe dear, thy lady dear.
You must play Pyramus. And you, Thisbe.
We'll proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here.
You will play Thisbe's mother. And I, Tom Snout, the tinker, will play Pyramus's father and Thisbe's father. And Snug the joiner, you, the lion's part. And here is a play I hope fit.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it to me, for I am slow of study.
We may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Then let me play the lion too. I will roar you that it will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar you that it will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
Aye, and you should do it too terribly, that the children shall shriek and be terrified, and oh, that would be enough to hang us all.
Oh, that would hang us, every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, that if you were to frighten the children out of their wits, they would have no other discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice such that I can roar you as gently as any nightingale. I will roar you as for any sucking dove.
No, you must play Pyramus, for you are a sweet-faced man, a lovely man, as one would see on a summer's day. Therefore, you must play no part but Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
Friends, here are your parts, and I inquire you, desire you, entreat you to pawn them by tomorrow night. For tomorrow night, we shall meet in the palace woods, a mile without the town, and we shall rehearse by moonlight. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company and our devices known. Meanwhile, I will drop a bill for all our play wants and needs, and I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
Oh, at the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
you? Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than a moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to do her arms upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners see, in their gold coat spots you see, those be rubies, fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. I must go seek a dewdrop here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lava spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
Funny, no. The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed, your queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing and fell in wrath, for the queen is her attendant hath, a lovely boy, stolen from a mortal king. Never had she such a sweet changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train to roam the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now, they never meet in Grover Green, or by Fountain Clear, or by Starlight Sheen, but they do square. And for all their elves for fear, creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape in making quiet, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow.
Are you not he that frights the maidens in the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labor in the corn, and bootless makes the breathless housewife turn?
And sometimes make the drink to bear no barm, mislead the night wanderers laughing at their harm?
Those and Hobgoblin call you and Sweet Puck. You do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Away. Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile when I fat bean head horse beguile, neighing in the likeness of his pretty foal. And sometimes I lurk in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a crab. So when she drinks against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap down she pours the ale. And when the wisest aunt tells the saddest tale, sometimes for a 3-foot stool she mistaketh me. Then I slip from her bum and down tumbles she, and she cries, "Tailor, Tailor," and falls into a cough, while the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and in their wax and heave and swear, never a merrier hour was wasted there. Oh, but room, fairy, room. Room. For here come Oberon.
And here come my mistress. Would that he were gone.
Would that you were gone. Nah.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous, Oberon? Fairy, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, and not I thy lord.
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corinn sat all day playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Hippolyta. Why art thou here, come from the farthest deep of the mortal realm? But that, forsooth, the bouncing mortal, your buckskin mistress and warrior love to Theseus be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How dost thou, for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perugia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Aegio break his faith, and with Ariandra, and with Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never, since midsummer spring, met we on hill or dale, by forest or mead, or by paved fountain or rushy brook, or the beach margin of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls, thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the wind, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land had made every pelting river so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox therefore hath stretched his yoke in vain, and the spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter, change their wanton liveries. And the amazed world by their increase knows not which is which. And the same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
So it lies in you then. Why would Titania cross her Oberon.
Why?
I do but beg for a little changeling child to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a voitress of my order, and in the spiced air by night full often she hath gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. When we'd have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and swimming gait following, would imitate, and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy to die. And for her sake, I do rear up the boy, and for her sake, I will not part with him.
How long in these woods intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day.
Huh.
If you will patiently dance in our rounds and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare thy haunt.
Give me the boy, and I will go with you.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away. We shall try downright if I longer stay.
We'll go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. Ah, my gentle puck, come hither. Thou remembered, since I sat upon a promontory and saw a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such a dulce and a harmonious breath that made the rude sea grow civil for at its song, and made a certain star shoot madly from its spears. To hear the sea maid's music.
Ah, yes, I do remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldn't be, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupids, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow. Yet, marked I, where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a western flower, once milk white, now purple from love's wounds. And maidens call it love and idleness. Fetch me that flower. The herb I strewed thee once, the juice of it on any sleeping eyelids laid, makes any man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me that flower, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan consume thee.
Ah, yes. I'll put a girdle around the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll drip the liquor of it on Titania's eyes. And then the next thing she waking sees upon, make a bull, or wolf, or bear, or lion, or meddling monkey, or busy ape. She will pursue it with a soul of love. Yes! And then ere I can take the charm from off her sight, as I have another herb to take with, and force her to render the pages to me. But who comes there? I am invisible, and I will overhear the conference.
Oh, I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where are Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, but the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen into these woods, and here I am, walled within these woods, because I could not meet my Hermia. And get thee gone. Follow me no more. Oh, you draw me, fair Demetrius. Well, give up your power to draw me, and I shall follow you no more. Do I entice thee? Do I speak thee fair? Or do I not? In plainest truth tell you that I do not nor cannot love you. And even more, I love you more. Do not tempt too much my hatred, for I am sick when I look at thee. And I am sick when I look not on thee. I will run from thee and hide in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of the wild beasts. Oh, the wild beast hath not a heart such as yours. Run if you will, the story shall be changed. A pall of flies, and Daphne leads the chase. The coward pursues, and valor flies. I say not thy questions, let me go. Or, if thou follow me, believe me not, but I shall do thee mischief in the woods. In the field, in the temple, in the woods? Oh, you do me mischief, fair Demetrius. You do set scorn on our kind. We are not made to be wooed, but we're made to woo. I I will follow you and make a heaven of this hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere she do leave this grove, thou shalt make her fly, and she shall seek thy love. Oh, ha 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 ha! Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
I. There it is.
Oh, I pray thee, give it me. Yes. Oh, I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and smirk roses grows. There sleeps Titania sometime in the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. With this flower, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. There is a sweet Athenian lady in love. With a disdainful youth, anoint her eyes, but do it when the next thing she espies is the lady. Thou shalt know the woman by the green garment she has on. Green. Be thou here again by the first cock crow.
Fear not, my Oberon, your pup shall do so.
Come, now a roundel and fairy song. Then for the third part of a minute hence. Some to kill cankers on muskos buds, some war with leather and rare mice for their leather and wings to make my small elf coats, and some to keep back that humorous owl that nightly hoots and wanders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now sleep, then to your offices and let me rest.
Spotted snakes with double tongues, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen, come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, sing in our sweet lullaby, la 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 lullaby, la lullaby. Never harm, nor spell, nor charm, come lovely lady nigh.
Let thou cease when thou dost wake. Do it for thy true love take. Love and anguish for his sake. In thy eye that shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when thou vile creature is near.
Oh, fair love, you fade within the wandering woods. And to speak troth, I have forgotten our way. Come, we'll rest us, Hermia, if you see it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
This turf shall serve as a pillow for us both. One heart, one troth, and two bosoms.
Nay, my good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
Oh, sweet is my innocence. Take thee sense. Love's true meaning in life's conference. I mean, but unto you my heart is knit, so that one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchange with an oath, so that two bosoms can become one troth. Therefore no pleasure me deny, Maria. For mine so I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now, much for sure my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off. In human modesty, this separation as well must be done, as is right before a couple becomes one. So far be distant. and good night, sweet friend. Thy true love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen to that fair prayer say I. Then end my life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give me thy rest.
If half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest I have gone, but Athenian found I none on whose eyes might I approve this lover's voice in stirring love. Night and silence. Who have we here? The weeds of Athens she doth wear. Ah, the coarser, the disdainful one, as Oberon said, the coarseful rejecter in green Athenian thread. Ooh, and here, oh, the loved knot, lying sleeping sound, just above the dank and dirty ground. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all this flower's course in stirring love. When thou wakest, let sleep forbid its seat on thy eyelid. For awake when I am gone, for I must count it over on.
Stay, thou wilt kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Darling, do not leave me so.
Stay on thy peril, I alone will go.
I am so out of breath of this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How are her eyes so bright? 'Tis not from salty tears, if so, mine were oftener washed than hers. No, I am as ugly as a bear, for those who see me run away with fear. What have we here, Lysander? On the ground, dead? Or asleep? I see no wound, no blood. Lysander, good madam, if you live, awake. And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art, and through thy bosom I can see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword. Lysander, do not say so. Say not so, you have Hermia's love. Be so content. Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes with her I have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena do I love. Who will not change a maiden for a dove? Who, and the will of mortals by reason shall affect, and the reason says that you are the worthy subject. Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When? At your hand did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young ruffian, that I could never, nor never will, deserve such a sweet look from Demetrius' eye? But you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth you do me wrong, good sooth you do. In such painful manner me to woo. Fare you well. Perforce, I must confess, I thought you one of more true gentleness. Helena, she sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest come Lysander near. For as the surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing that the stomach brings, or as the heresies that people do believe are most hated by those they did deceive, so thou, my surfeit and my heresy, as hated most by the most of me, and with all my will and power and might, to honor Helena, and for her love to fight. Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Ay me, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at its cruel prey. Lysander! What, removed? Lysander, be stirred! What, out of hearing? Gone? No sound? No word? Alack, speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I well perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, and here's a lovely rehearsal space for us. This grass, our stage, this house, our hawthorn brake. And we shall perform it as we shall in front of the Duke.
But there are things in this play of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the children cannot abide. How are to do that?
Aye, Larkin, that is a harmless fear.
I believe we shall leave all the killing out in the end.
Not a whit. I have a device that can make all well. Write me a prologue and let it seem to say that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, let them know that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver, and this shall put them out of fear.
All right, we shall have a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
Make it 2 more, make it 8 and 8.
Oh, will the children not be afraid of the lion?
Oh, I will be afraid of it, I promise you.
True friends, to bring in a lion among children is, God shield us, the most dreadful mistake, for there is not a more fearful creature than your lion living.
Well.
Oh, therefore, we must write another prologue that states he's not a lion.
Nay, we must name his name, and half of his face must show over the lion's mane, and he must state his own name, saying something or other to this effect. Children, or fair children, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. If you think that I come forward as a lion hither to have pity on my life, nay, I am as human as you all, and therefore that is what he must state his name and say plainly that he is Snug the Joiner.
Aye, and it shall be so. However, there are 2 more hard themes for this play. One is how we get the moonshine into the chamber. As you all know, Pyramus and Thisbe do breathe by moonshine.
Almanac, check your calendar.
Yes, it does shine that night.
That we may leave a window of the great casement where we play open, and therein may the moon shine through.
Yes, well done, Bottom. Or we shall have a person who brings in thorns and a lanthorn, and they shall present or disfigure themselves to be the person of moonshine. Yes, I do like the idea. There is another thing. We need a wall, as Pyramus and Thisbe do talk through the cranny of a wall.
Well, we can't bring in a wall. What sayest thou, Bottom?
Well, some man or other must present a wall, and let him have some plaster or loam or rough cast about him that does signify wall, and he may hold his fingers thus, and that will represent the cranny through which Pyramus and Thisbe shall whisper.
Oh, well then, if that is so, then all is well. Come, circle up. Let's rehearse our parts. Pyramus, you begin. Come through that break after you speak your speech, and so everyone according to their cue.
Wow, what hemping homes up we swaggering here. And so near the cradle is the fairy queen. What play towards? I'll prove an auditor. And after 2, perhaps, if I see cause.
Pyramus, enter, and Flute, stand forth.
Thisbe! The odious of flowers savors sweet.
Odors.
The odors of flowers savor sweet, and so hath thy breath. But hark, a voice! I will return to thee very soon.
stranger Pyramus than ever played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, you must. For you know Pyramus is gone and he will return.
Ooh. Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like red rose on triumphant briar, a most brisky juvenile and eke most lovely man. His truest horse would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus, too. Ninus. Dude, you mustn't say that yet. You say all your lines at once, cues and all. And Pyramus, you've yet to enter. Your cues never tire.
Oh, as truest horse would never tire.
Oh, friends, we are haunted dogs. Fly, go, go!
Ooh, I'll follow you all. I'll lead you about around. Through bog, through bush, through brake, through fire. Ooh, sometimes a horse I'll be, ha! Sometimes a hound. Sometimes a hog. A headless bear. And sometimes a fire. Ooh, and I'll bark and neigh and grunt and roar and burn like horse, hound, hog, and fire at every turn.
Why did they run away? This is a knavery to make me afeared.
Oh, God. What has become of thee? Thou art changed.
What do you see? You see an asshead of your own.
Oh, bless thee, Bottom, bless thee. Thou art translated. No!
Well, I see their knavery. This is to make me afeared, but I will not be afeared. I will stay here, and I will walk up and down, and I will sing to show them that I am not afraid. The woozle cock so black with hue, with orange tawny bill. The throstle with the notes so true, and red of little quills.
What angel wakes me from my flower's bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo gray, whose note many a friend doth mark and doth not answer. For who would set their wit to so foolish a bird, one to just cry cuckoo?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. My ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled of thy shape. In thy fair virtues force perforce doth move me on first sight to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks that you should have little reason for that, lady. Although, to be fair, reason and love do keep little company nowadays. It is a shame that such honest neighbors cannot be such good friends, but I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of these woods, I'd have wit enough to set my own turn.
Out of these woods do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. But I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer doth tend upon my stays. And I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I will give thee fairies to attend upon thee, and they shall fetch you jewels from the deep, while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thou mortal grossness, so, like an airy spirit that will go. Peace blossom, cobweb, moth, mustardseed. Ready? And I. And I. And I. Where shall we go? Be kind and courteous to this newfound friend. Feed them with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and berries. And steal the honey bags from humblebees and pluck the wings from painted butterflies to fan the moonbeams from their sleeping eyes. Nod to them, elves, and do them courtesies. Hail, mortal. Hail. Hail. Hail.
Hey, I do desire all of you better acquaintance. What is your name, good sir?
Cobweb.
Cobweb! It's great to meet you. If I cut my finger, I will make sure to get in contact with you. What is your name?
Peace Blossom.
Peace Blossom. I do desire to be better acquainted. And who are you?
Mustardseed.
Mustardseed! I do know thee well. Some of your kinsmen have made mine eyes water, and I do desire better acquaintance with you.
Come, wait upon them, and lead them to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue and bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania would be awake. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night about now this haunted grove?
My mistress? With a monster in love! Near to her close and consecrated bower while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, YeRudeMechanicals who work for bread upon Athenian stalls were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest, thick skin of the sword who pyramid presented in her sport forsook their scene and entered in a break when I did them as an advantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed on their head!
Yes!
And thus their Thisbe must be answered, oh pyramid! And forth my mimic comes. So at their sight, their fellows fly. Oh, oh, and at our stamp here, o'er and o'er one falls. They murder, and help from Athens calls. Oh, thus it less weak, but thus lost in their senses, so strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. That for briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, all things yielders catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet pyramids translated there. When in that moment, it came to pass. Titania, oh, wait, and loved, and
This falls out better than I could devise, but hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eye with the love juice as I did bid thee do?
I took her sleeping, that is done too. Oh, and the Athenian woman at her side, so when she wakes, of course she must be eyed. I took her sleeping, that is done too, and the Athenian woman at her side, so when she wakes, of course she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
Ooh, this is a woman, but not just the lover.
Why rebuke you, she that loves you so? Save breath so bitter for your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in her sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as she to me. Would she have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with Antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered her, and so should murderer look, so dead and obscure.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. But you, the murderer, look as bright and clear as Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is she? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give her me?
I would rather give her carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur! Thou drives me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain her then? Henceforth be never numbered among humans.
You spend your passions on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is she dead, for aught I can tell.
I pray thee then, tell me she is well.
And if I could, what shall I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more. And from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether she be dead or no.
There's no following her in this fierce vein. Here therefore for a while I shall remain. Sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, and debt bankrupt sleep doth sorrows owe. Here in some measure I shall repay. Here for a while I shall remain.
What hast thou done? What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Ah, of thy mistake must perforce ensue some true love's turned, and not of false is turned true.
Then fate overrules that. For one love-holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath on oath.
About the wood goes swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens, look thou finds. Of fancy's sick and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost fresh blood dear, with some illusion, bring thou here. I'll charm her eye against she do appear.
I go, look at how I go. Swifter than an arrow from Tutter's bow.
Flower with the purple's dye, hit by Cupid's archery, sink an apple of her eye, when her thoughts she do espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky, and when she wakes, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand,
Ooh.
and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we therefore on pageants see? 'Cause gosh, what fools these mortals be.
Stand aside, the noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Why should you think that I should woo and scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep. When all vows and their nativity truth appears. How could these things in me seem scorn to you? Bearing the badge of faith to prove them true. You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? These vows, when put in two scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails. I have no judgment what to her I swore, nor none in my mind will you give her o'er. Demetrius loves her, she loves not you. Oh, Helena, nymph, goddess perfect divine,
What shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy. Oh, those lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. The pure Taurus, congealed white snow turns to crow. And thou holdst out thy hands. Oh, let me kiss thee, the princess of white, the seal of bliss.
Oh, spite, oh hell, I see you're all bent against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me this much injury. If you were women, as women you are in show, you would not treat such a gentle lady so, to vow and superpraise my parts when I'm sure that you both hate me with your hearts. None of noble sort would so offend another, and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport. You are unkind, Demetrius, be not so, for you love Hermia, this you know, I know, and here, with my goodwill and all my heart, I yield you Helena's love, Hermia's love. And years of Helena to me bequeath, and I do love her and will until my death.
Keep thy Hermia. If ever I loved her, all that love was gone. My heart dustwise returned. Oh, cling to Helena, it has returned. There to remain.
Helena, it is not so.
Spurge not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril I abide it dear. Look, yonder comes thy love, yonder is thy dear.
Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I think, it brought me to thy sound. But why, unconsciously, did thou leave me so?
Why should she say, whom love doth press go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love would not let her bide. Fair Helena, who engilds more of the night than all you fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could this not make thee know? The hate I bear for thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo, she is one of the Confederacy. Oh, I perceive. You have contrived all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful girl! Have you conspired with these to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the sisters' vows, all the hours we have spent? Is it all forgot? It is not friendly, it is not courtesy. Our kind may chide you for it, but I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed by your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to love me? And set your other love, Demetrius, who hates me so deep within her heart, to call me goddess, celestial, nymph divine? And wherefore doth Lysander abandon her love for you so deep within her soul? Oh, but by your consent.
I understand not what you mean by this.
Oh, do so. Persevere sad counterfeit looks. Oh, wink at me when you turn your back. But fare you well. Either death or absence. Say, fair Helena, hear my excuse. I love my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so. She cannot entreat, I can compel. Thou canst compel more than she entreats. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helena, I love thee, and my life I do, and I will lose for thee to prove false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than she can do.
If thou say so, then withdraw.
Wait.
Come.
Lysander, where to tend all this?
Away!
No! Come not! You're a tame one, go!
Hang off, thou cat! Thou bird vile thing, let loose! Or I shall shake thee like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What chance is this, sweet love?
Ah, sweet love! Thy hated poison, out, prince! Though I hate her, I shall not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since now you left me. Yet, since night you left me. Why then, oh, the gods forbid you left me in earnest, shall I say?
I, by my life, I never did want to see thee again. Therefore be out of doubt, out of question, 'tis no jest, that I hate thee and love Helena.
Why, you juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love! What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from her?
Fine of faith, have you no modesty? You counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, her tall personage, her height forsook. She hath prevailed with her. And are you grown so high in her esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? How low am I? I am not yet so low but that my nails can reach under thine eyes.
Though you mock me, you do not let her harm me. Though she is lower than myself, I cannot match her.
Lower, hark, again.
Fair Hermia, I evermore did love you, Hermia. I never wronged you. I told Demetrius of your flight into this wood, and for love I followed her. But now I bear my folly back to Athens. See how simple and how fond I am?
Why, get you gone. Who is that hinders you?
A foolish heart which I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius. Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, she shall not, though you take her part.
Though she be little, she is fierce.
Little again! Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get gone, you minimus, you dwarf, you bead, you acorn, you! Now, if thou darest, follow me with all thy might. Thine are mine and Helena.
Follow? Nay, I shall go with thee. Cheek by Joel. You, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I no longer want to be in your company, though you are faster than me. My legs are longer to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries willfully.
My king of shadows, trust me, I mistook. Oh, did not you tell me I should know the woman by the green Athenian garment she has on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, for I did anoint an Athenian's eyes. And I am glad it did so short, for in their dangling eyes see sport.
Seest thou these sweet lovers seek a place to fight? I therefore, Robin, overcast the night, and lead these testy rivals so astray, that one come not within another's way, and like to Lysander, frame thy tongue, and stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other, look thou lead them thus, till death counterfeiting slink, oh, and our battle wings doth creep, and I bring the juice, and put on Lysander's eyes, whose flower hath this virtue's property, to take from thence all terror of his might, make her stern or sleep with wonded delight, and then all they wake shall all this derision seem like a dream and fruitless vision. And back to Athens the lovers wend, whose league with date till death shall never end. Whereas I in this affair do the employ, to Titania I go and beg her mortal boy, and then I will her charmed eyes release from monstrous view, and all things will be back to peace.
Ah, this must be done with haste, for nights swift dragons cut the clouds fast, and look, yonder rises Aurora's harbinger, who fairies wandering here and there do troop home to churchyards.
But we are fairies of another sort. I, with the morning's love, have oft made sport. But, notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect our business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am beard and field and town goblin, lead them up and down. Ah, here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, coward, here, thou villain, wilt thou not fight?
And we'll be with thee straight.
Come here to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak. In some bush? Where dost thou hide your head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars? Thou look for bushes and for wars? Come, I whip thee with a rod. She is the foul who draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Come hither, I am here.
She goes before me, and she still dares me on. Then when I go where she is, and she's gone. This villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster she did fly. Whew. Whew. I will take my rest. Oh, come that gentle day. I see the gray light but once. I'll find Demetrius now. I'll revenge this fight.
Ha ha, coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest. For while I walk, thou shiftest every place, and thou not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Lo, I am over here.
Thou mockst me. Daylight, thy face by ever I see, look to be visited. Now faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. My day's approach, look to be visited.
weary night, oh long and tedious night. Abate thy hour. Shine comes from the east that I may back to Athens by daylight. Sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye. Be mine.
Yet but 3. Ah, come one more. 2 of a kind make up 4. Oh, here comes one. Oh, knavish and sad. Oh, Cupid is a knavish lad for making these poor creatures so sad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, torn with briars and bedabbled with dew, I can no further crawl, I can no further go. My legs keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till break of day. Heaven shield Lysander, it's ain't mean a fray.
Above the ground, sleep be sound. And when thou wakest, let lover's eye your remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And as the country proverb is known, each match shall have their own. Jack shall have Jill, Jackie shall have Jill, and naught shall go ill. And every match will meet aright, and all shall end well.
Come, sit thee down upon my flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses on thy sweet head, and kiss thy fair, large face with gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready?
Peas Blossom. Scratch my head. Where's Mote?
Ready?
Mote, good madam, go and get your weapons on your hips and go and kill me a red-hipped honeybee on top of a thistle and bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action of it. And take care that you do not break the honey bag, for I would be loath to have you overflown with the honey bag.
Will thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I do have a rather good ear for music. Let's have the tongs and the bows.
Tong, 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 tong. Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly a peck promise. I could munch your good dry oats, or I could... Methinks I do have a desire for a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, that's no fellow.
I have a mentor's fairy who shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I think I'd rather have a handful of dried peas, but let none of your people disturb me. I have a sudden exposition of sleep fall upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, away, and be always away. Like the woodbine, the honeysuckle gently entwists, the female ivy enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee! How I dote upon thee!
Ah, welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Ah, her dotage now I do begin to pity, for, meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors from this hateful fool, I did upbraid her, and fall out with her, and when I had it my pleasure, taunted her, for which she, in mild terms, begged my patience. I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and sent her fairy to bear him to the bower of my ship in fairyland. And I have the boy. So I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes, and, my gentle pun, take this hateful transformed scalp off of this Athenian swain. The next thing then, when they wake, shall back to Athens, back again repair, and think not of this night's accident, but as a fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release our fairy. Be as thou was wont to be, see as thou was wont to see. Dian's bud over Cupid's flower has such strength and blessed power. Now, Titania, wait you, my sweet queen.
Hi, Oberon. Strangest visions I've seen. Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love!
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe this visage now.
Quiet a while. Puck, take off the head. Now, Puck, take off the head. Kindly. Titania, music call.
Music, Poe, music that charms sleep.
Now, when thou wakest with thy own fool's eyes,
Now, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Thou, you and I, new amity, we will tomorrow midnight dance solemnly at Duke Theseus' house triumphantly. And all of these couples be wedded to Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy King, attend and mark, for I do hear the morning lark.
Then, after the silent side, trip we after the night shades. We, the globe, will compass soon swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me what came to be this night, that sleeping here I was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find the forester, and since we are the bower of the day, we will, my love shall hear the hounds of music. But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this my daughter Hermia is, and that Lysander. This Demetrius is, this is Helena, old Meter's Helena. I wonder if they're being here.
Well, and no doubt they came early to see the rite of May, and hearing our intents came to grace our solemnity. But, speak, Egeus, is this not the day that Hermia gave answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Bid the huntsman to wake them. Morning, good friend. St. Valentine is past. Bring the woodbirds with the couple now.
Pardon, my lord?
I pray thee stand. Now, I know you two are rival enemies. What in great course of the earth, as far as hatred is jealousy, shall sleep near hatred and fear no enemy.
I shall reply, my lord, amazedly, half asleep and half awake. I cannot truly remember how I came to these woods, but I shall speak as it shall be in truth. I believe I came to meet Hermia. There we would flee Athens, that way the Sharpathian law could not pursue us.
Enough, my lord, I beg the law upon her head. They would have stolen away, and Demetrius, they would have robbed us both. You of your wife and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helena told me of their purposes in these woods, and I, in fury, followed them. Fair Helena fancied following me. But, my lord, to what power I know not, but by some power it is, my love for Hermia melted as the snow. And one object and pleasure of my eye is now Helena. To her I was betrothed ere I saw Hermia. Like in sickness I did loathe this food, but as in health I do come to my natural place. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will speak on none. Egeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple by and by with us, these couples shall be eternally knit. Now, let us to Athens, and let us feast in solemnity. Come, my Hippolyta.
These things seem small and indistinguishable.
Methinks I see these things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks I found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Am I awake? It seems that we sleep, we dream. Was not the Duke here, and bid us to follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta. And he did bid us to follow him to the temple.
Why, then we are awake. Let us follow him. And by the way, let us return our dreams.
My cucums call me. My next is, most fair pyramis. Flute, the bellows mender. Snout, the tinker. Starveling? Oh God, my life stolen hence and lets me thus asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream beyond the wit of man to say what dream he thought I had. But humanity is but an ass if we're to go about to expound this dream. He thought I was a... There's no telling what he thought I was. What he thought I was. And he thought I had. There's no telling what he thought I had. But I can get the mechanicals to write a ballad of this dream, and it shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom, and we will sing it in the latter end of the play before the Duke.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Are they come home yet?
I've heard nothing. Out of doubt they are transported. If they come not forward, the play is barred. It goes not forward, doth it? It's not possible. Oh, they're the only President Athens able to play pyramids. They have to be the best many handicrafter in Athens. Yay, the best person too, for they are very Paramore for their boys. You must say paragon. Paragon. For a paramour is God bless us. Take him. Friends, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there's 2 or 3 couples more married. Had our sport gone forward, we were to be made wealthy. Sweet bully Bottom! Thus have they lost 6 pence a day during their life. They would not have escaped 6 pence a day. And the Duke has not given them 6 pence a day for playing pyramids. I'll be hanged. 6 pence a day in pyramids are nothing.
Well, where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Greatest day! Almost happy hour!
Oh, friends, I am to discourse wonders. But ask me not what, for if I tell you, I am no true Athenian.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
All that I will say is, the Duke hath dined.
Oh no.
Dined. But look over your hearts. Meet presently at the palace. For the long and the short of it is, our play is preferred! Oh my goodness. Let he that plays Thisbe make sure that he has clean linen, and he who plays the lion not pare his nails, for they will hang over like the claws of the lion. And dear friends, I pray you, eat no garlic or onions, for we are to discourse sweet words, and I assure you the Duke will say that it is a sweet comedy. Go away!
It's strange, my Odysseus, what his lovers speak of.
More strange than true, I never may believe these antique fables, nor fairy toys. Lovers of madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fancies that apprehend way more than cool reason ever comprehends.
The story of the night told over, and their minds transfigured so together that more witnesses and fancy images is something great monstrosity, howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy, fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us. Wait in your royal walks, your bed, your board.
Well, come. What dance shall we see to wear away the long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Are there no plays to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate. Philostrate.
Here, mighty Egeus.
Yes. Say, what abridgments do you have for this evening? What mass? What music? How should we beguile such a lazy time if not with some delights?
Here, my lord, there is a brief of how many sports are rifle. Make choice of which you will see first.
The Battle of the Centaurs, to be sung by a eunuch harp to the oath, by a eunuch Athenian to the harp. Oh, we owe none of that. That have I told my love before, in honor of my kin Hercules. Next. The riot of the tipsy Bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. Oh, that is an old device. It was played when I from Thebes last came a conqueror. The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning, late beggary and disease. Now that is some satire, keen and critical. Not sorting in a nuptial ceremony. A brief, tedious scene by a young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Brief and tedious? Tragical and merry? Oh, now that is some hot ice on wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
My lord, there is a play, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I know the play. But my gracious lord, 10 words, it is too long. For in the whole play, there is not one word apt, not one player fitted. And my noble lord, tragical it is, which for Pyramus therein doth kill himself. Which I must confess, to make mine eyes water, but the more merry laughter the passionate tears never shed.
Well, what are they that do players?
Hard-handed workers in Athens here who have never toiled in their minds until now. And they have labored in their unbreathed memories against your nuptial day.
Philostrate, it is very rude to interrupt, and we will hear it.
No, my noble, my gracious lord, it is not for you. I have heard it, and it is nothing in this world. Unless you can find some port in their intent, extremely stretched and fond with cruel pain to do you service.
Philostrate, we will hear that play. For never anything can be amiss when simplicity and duty tender it. Go, bring them in. And all, take your seats, take your seats.
I've not seen Demetrius overcharged and in their service to heritage.
Oh, why, my gentle sweet, we will see no such thing.
They say they can do nothing in this kind.
All the kind that we give them things for nothing. The sport shall be to find thy mistakes. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity, and least speak most to my passage.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our good will that you think that we come not to offend, but with good will. to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then that we come but in despite. We do not come as minded to contest you. Our true intent is, all for your delight, we are not here. That you should hear, repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show, you are to know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
Yes, there's his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not to stop. It's a good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak in truth. Indeed, he hath played upon his prologue like a child on recorder, a sound but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but quite disordered. Who's next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth makes all things plain. This player is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe is. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall through which these lovers sunder, and through wall's cranny, poor souls they were content to whisper, at the which let no wonder. This man with lanthorn, dog, and bush of thorn doth present moonshine. For if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think fair to meet at Ninny's tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast lion hight by name, Thisbe, coming first at night, did scare, or rather affright. As she fled, her mantle she did fall, which lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet, youth, and tall, and finds Thisbe's mantle slain, whereat with bloody, blameful blade, he did broach his cursed bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew, and also died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall. In this the cranny, bright and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Requires some lime and hair to speak better.
This is the wittiest petition I ever did hear discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near. Silence, silence.
Oh, grim-looked night! Oh, night with hue so black! Oh, night whichever art when day is not! Oh, night! Oh, night! Oh, alack! 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, wall, oh sweet, oh lovely wall, that stands between her father's domain and mine. Thou wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, show me thy nook through which I may look with mine eye. Thank you, courteous wall, Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, vile wall, whose stones show no blessing. Oh, cursed wall, for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
Well, no, sir, he should not, I swear you. For deceiving me is Thisbe's cue.
Oh, fine!
Thisbe is to come and spot me through the... You will see, it'll fall past as I go on. Yonder she comes, deceiving me!
Oh, wall! Full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I hear a voice! Now will I to the wall to see what I could see. Thisbe! like Lysander, more faithful am I.
And I like Helen till the fates me kill.
No, not Shaphalus to Proclus was more true.
As Sassafras to Prolapse, I to you.
Oh, God, kiss me through the hole of this wall.
Oh, kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou meet me straight away at Niddy's tomb?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
And thus I, fall, my part discharged so, and thus being done, away wall doth go.
Now is the mural down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
Now the best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination amend them.
Then it must be your imagination and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of they themselves, they may pass as excellent men. Here comes two beasts, a man and a lion.
You children, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough and wildest rage doth roar. Meow, meow, meow! Then know that I, one snug rejoiner, am a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I as lion should come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast, and of a good conscience.
The very best of beast ere I saw, my lord, and the very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for the valor cannot carry the discretion, and the fox must carry the goose.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot be carried by his valor, for it is not the goose that carries the fox. It is well. We will leave him at his discretion and listen to the moon.
Oh, this landform doth the horned moon present. When the horns on his head.
He is no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This landform doth the horned moon present. I myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
Oh, now this is just the greatest error of the rest. He should be in the lanthorn. How else is the man in the moon?
Well, he dares not go in the lantern, for the candle is already in snuff.
I am aweary of this moon, when he would change.
It is clear by his light discretion that he is still in the wane, but being generous, for good reason, we will stay the time.
Proceed, moon. All I have to say is that this lanthorn is the moon, and I am the man on the moon, and this dog, my dog, clap. Yes. Why, all of those should be in the lanthorn, but they're all in the moon. Oh, but here comes Thisbe.
This is old Minnie's tomb. Where is my love?
Well roared, lion!
Well, right, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Surely the moon shines with a good grace.
And well-mouthed lion.
Or so the lion vanished, and then came Pyramus.
Oh, moon, I thank thee for thy shining beam. I thank thee now for shining now so bright. I thank thee for thy gold and glittering gleams that now show me my truest Thisbe sight. But what see I here? Oh, what doth this dreadful night see? Thy mantle, thy mantle! Thy mantle good. What? It's stained with blood! Approach, ye furies fell. Approach, confound, could quell.
That passion and the death of a dear friend makes anyone here to look sad.
Be sure my heart, but I pity them.
Oh, nature, wherefore didst thou lion's frame, which vile lion hath now deflowered my dear? My dear, who was the most beautiful woman who lived, who laughed, who loved with cheer. Come eyes, confound. Out sword and wound the pap of Pyramus. Aye, that left tap wherein heart doth hum. Ah! Thus die I. Thus. Now I am dead. Now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, take thy flight. Moon, take thy flight. And thus die I. Die! 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 Die!
No die, but an ace, for he is but one.
Ace, woman, for he is dead. He's nothing.
Captions moonshine is down before she speaks back to the lover.
Oh, she will find him by starlight. And here she comes. Her passion ends the play.
I hope she will not eat a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A mote will turn the balance, who Pyramus, who Thisbe is better. He for a man, God warrant us, but she for a woman, God bless us.
She had already spied them with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means the dissolute.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my dove. Oh, Pyramus, arise. Speak. Quite done? Dead? Dead. A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Lovers, make moan. Make moan! Eyes are green as leeks. Sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since your shore with shears as thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty swerve. Come, blade my breast imbrue. Now farewell, friends. Farewell. Thus this the end. Adieu, adieu, adieu!
This leaves the lion and moonshine to count the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
Nay, sir. The wall that divides their properties has been taken down. Would it please you to see a dance or participate in a burger mask with some of our company?
No, epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse, never excuse. When the players all be dead, there needs none to be blamed. Marry? If he that had rid it had played pyramids and hanged him by in the garments of Crispy, now that would have been a fine tragedy. As was yours, truly, and very, very clearly disconcerting. But, come now, you're not nice. Write your epilogue. Thus the iron tongue of 12 hath told midnight. Lovers, to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I fear we may outsleep the morn, just as we tonight have overwatched. Friends, to bed. 'Tis a fortnight in our solemnity, nightly revels and new jollity.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon. Oh, all the heavy plowman snores, all the weary tasks were done. Oh, now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl screeching loud puts the wretch in woe in remembrance of the shroud. Now is that time of night where graveyards gaping wide open up, and everyone releases their sprite in the churchway path to glide. And now we fairies that do run from the presence of the sun, following night like a dream, are a frolic. Not a mouse will disturb this house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through the house give gathering light by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and the steady after me sing and dance it trippingly.
First, rehearse your song by rote, teach your wobbling notes. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we shall sing and bless this.
In night we fly all over the land. Sprites of field and town are we, the elves that serve the fairy queen. In night we fly all over the land. We drift with the immortal tide, most powerful side by side. The king am I, the queen am I, ruling the land.
They may be the fairy kind, but I have something else in mind. Goblin puck, the world in my hands.
Sprites of field and town are we, the elves that serve the fairy queen. In night we fly all over the town are we, the elves that serve the fairy queen. In night we fly all over the land. Sprites of field and town are we, the elves that serve the fairy queen. In night we fly all over the land.
Through the house each fairy stray, to the best bride bed will we, which by us will blessed be. So shall all the couples three ever true and lasting be. and the bolts of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. No moles, nor scar, nor marked prodigies such as are. Despising nativity upon their children will be, and with this field do consecrate, and every fairy take thy gate, and bless each several chamber throughout the house with peace. And the owner blessed, and ever shall in safety rest, skip away, make no stay, and meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding than a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we shall mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have any unearned luck, now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and so Robin shall make amends.